Hiya! A few weeks ago, the developers of Artificial Core announced that they are preparing to fully launch PvP Arena as a new content that we will be able to try. However, they didn't provide any details. They also didn't specify a release date, only stating that it would happen quite soon. It was logical to assume that this system would appear after the introduction of ranking tables, but no one expected both systems to be implemented simultaneously. In today's episode, we will discuss a substantial amount of new content released this week, as well as touch on other changes that, I bet, will also excite you greatly. Finally, it's happened. Artificial Core has rolled out an update that was officially announced a few weeks ago, and it introduces a full-fledged PvP arena mode. Along with its arrival, a preliminary rating season has begun, which will last for 2 weeks. During this period, you will earn ratings, but they will not be displayed in the leaderboard. Once the preliminary rating season ends, you will be able to receive rewards based on your progress in the ranking table, which we will discuss a bit later. At the launch of this mod, the developers provided us to 3 different arena maps, which will be expanded later. Simply put, this is just the initial pool designed to ensure you face diverse situations during battles. The first arena is Rusty Yard, which is a small abandoned trade depot. The battle takes place on a single plane, making it equally suitable for all classes, but ranged characters feel most comfortable here. Pirate Bay resembles the Blades Edge arena from World of Warcraft and features both lower and upper tiers. Encounters most often happen on the second floor, because attacking from below is very inconvenient, and both teams strive to reach the top as quickly as possible. The third arena is Elvenai, represented by a small settlement with a forest. It's the most challenging arena for ranged classes, because if you engage in combat within the forest, it will be difficult to spot opponents, and melee classes can easily approach you in this environment. The arena formats themselves turned out to be quite diverse as well. We were offered mods for a team of 2 players, a mod for 3 players, and a mod for 4 players. All 3 modes allow you to register either as a group or solo, with the system automatically matching you with teammates before the fight. The battle mechanics are fairly simple. You are thrown into the arena and given 1 minute to prepare. After the preparation phase, the match begins, lasting 15 minutes, during which you must eliminate the entire opposing team. An important nuance is that all consumables above second tier are not transferred to the arena. Only first tier items can be used there, which is apparently due to certain talents that can be selected before the fight. But that's not all. The arena automatically matches teams based on your gear rating. This means that players with items below level 300 fall into one category, those with ratings from 300 to 600 into another, and players with gear above 600 into a third category. This approach allows everyone to participate in the arena and choose the most suitable mode for themselves. As for rewards, players receive boxes after each victory, similar to those from Prison Island. The rewards are fewer and mainly contain ancient coins, but this will change over time. Specifically, the developers announced that with the introduction of rating, coming in 2 weeks, players will be able to develop within the leaderboard system, and it's logical to assume that as they progress, they will receive additional rewards. It's also worth noting that currently players compete in all against all formats, but with the launch of the first season, opponents will be matched based on similar ratings and leaderboard positions. Both parameters will be taken into account during matchmaking. Overall, the arena turned out to be very dynamic, interesting, and varied. Each map offers different strategic depth and possibilities. Additionally, the arena finally allows high gear players to fully realize their potential in content where it belongs, the arena itself, which should make life easier for newcomers in other modes. Surprisingly, having a gear rating system has benefited the arena greatly. It enables you to play relatively evenly at any time. The second innovation worth our attention is the ranking tables, which have already been mentioned several times in the previous point. The leaderboards were released along with the arenas, but they were quickly disabled due to a bug contained within them. Apparently, there was a way to manipulate the numbers in the rankings. Therefore, we can expect their return in a few days. Developers promised to finish it by the end of this week. The leaderboard itself offers quite extensive functionality. It features 2 separate modes, PvE and PvP. PvP is used for arena battles, while PvE currently applies to Prison Island. but most likely in the future there will be distinctions for various dungeons. The leaderboard divides players into several leagues. Specifically, we have access to bronze, silver, gold, diamond, master, and legendary leagues. Your position within these leagues depends on your rating. The rating is calculated as follows. Points earned from your last 20 matches are summed up, then divided by the number of battles played, and the resulting figure is recorded in the table. Rewards are awarded to the top players in daily, weekly, and monthly formats. Additionally, the best players at the end of each season will receive extra bonuses. Now regarding two overall changes made to the game. Artificial core has been quite precise and purposeful, fixing a whole set of issues that have been bothering players all this time. In particular, when it comes to cosmetic updates, now shamans have a properly functioning Call of the Wild, and depending on which element is active, a unique wolf with a corresponding appearance is summoned. For example, a fire or earth wolf. As for changes across all classes, abilities that consume charges no longer reset charges on other skills. You might be surprised, but for a long time there was an issue where all charges from different abilities were consumed at once, even if you only used one skill. Regarding the working of creatures, as you know, last week a quest chain became available in the Barrens, which serves as the third storyline arc. The quest turned out to be quite interesting, but excessively difficult. Players without good gear started to get stuck in this zone and faced serious problems completing it. The developers responded to this and made some small adjustments. To be more precise, the threat level of creatures in this location was reduced. Now hyenas will attack you if you are within 10 meters instead of 15. The radius for scolopendras was decreased from 12 to 10 meters, and for golems from 10 to 7 meters. This change should make your presence in this area much more comfortable. Fixes have also been made to seasonal quests, but not to all, only one so far. The Pearl Shell, that has become a symbol of the incredibly annoying seasonal quests of Prison Island, now appears twice as often as before. Previously, its spawn chance was 20%, but now it will be 14%. Additionally, the developers revisited the design of this shell. It has been changed. Honestly, I have no idea what it looks like, since I haven't found it yet. But it has been noted that spotting it will now be much easier. Along with all these updates, the seasonal quest for the Alpha Undead Wolf has been extended by an extra week. So, if you had significant trouble completing this quest before and couldn't finish it, now you have a new opportunity to try again with this update. The latest edits that were made by Artificial Core were described by them as errors in the gameplay. Consider them bugs, but in reality they are not even close to bugs, and it is not entirely clear why they were designated in this way. What exactly did the developers do? First, a new system was introduced that now distributes all affixes from the Prison Island to pets. In simpler terms, before this update, the Shaman's Wolf didn't receive damage modifiers or they didn't work as intended. Now this effect will be applied correctly, which means Shamans will find it more difficult to complete this activity. And yes, as you understand, this is not a bug, but a new feature. The second change from the developers concerns the amount of loot dropped by players with criminal status. If some of you are not aware, criminal status is a special mod activated when you gain more than 1000 karma points. From that moment on, traders in cities and gluts will be hostile towards you, and other players will be able to attack you in any zone. Previously, upon death in this state, all your items, including equipment, would drop. Now, only half of your items will drop, and the other half will disappear without a trace. Again, this change was described a bug fix, but is not a bug. It is a mechanic that existed for about a year and was only abolished with this update. In addition to everything mentioned above, an indicator appeared in the list of errors suggesting that a major change is coming next week. The recipes for 3rd-tier artifacts which drop and assaults on Prison Island as well as 3rd-tier upgrade sets will no longer be personal. Again, the reason for this change is an open question, where exactly remains unclear. But what's important is different. Essentially, this means that starting next week, the number of transferable items will sharply increase, and the economy will be saturated with new items that allow newcomers to gear up more quickly without needing to explore the island. Most likely, this adjustment is somehow related to the introduced PvP arenas, and may also serve as a bridge leading up to the release of new PvE content scheduled for this summer. It's worth remembering that the developers are still working on PvE arenas and full-fledged dungeons. As you can see, this week is trying to make up for lost time, and several new systems have suddenly appeared, most notably full-fledged activities like PvP arenas. We've been waiting for this format for quite a while, and it's worth noting that the developers haven't been idle. They have created a quite interesting mode with several map options and thoughtful adjustments tailored to players with different levels of gear and skills. This trend is quite promising because for several months now we've been receiving major updates almost weekly, which clearly benefits the game. That's all for my video. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please give it a like and share your impressions in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe. It really motivates me to produce new content faster and helps you to stay updated with notifications about new releases. Thank you in advance for your activity and see you very soon. Bye!